The August 22nd, 2017 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mrs. Brown? Here. Dr. Carbone? Here. Mrs. Conley is excused. Mrs. Draw? Here. Ms. Harris is excused. Mr. Hebert? Here. Mr. Lightfoot? Here. Mr. Moyo? Here. Chairwoman Taylor?
Here.
President Daniele?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak, who would like to address the committee at this time? Being none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the July 25th, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0241, amend resolution.
Moved by Legislator Brown, seconded by Legislator Hebert. Is there any discussion?
Question.
Yes, Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Madam Chair, to the administration, does the Immunization Action Plan program include immunizations for flu viruses?
Through the chair, the Immunization Action Plan funds, to a certain extent, all the services we provide, including flu vaccinations.
Okay, thank you. And secondly, does the state require that this funding be used for children at risk recipients only, or can it also be used for the public at large?
Through the chair, the funding is at our discretion for how to best meet the needs of our community.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is there any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 17-0242, amend resolution 250 of 2016.
Moved by Legislator Hebert, seconded by Legislator Brown. Draw. Keep them in line. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have some basic questions, and then I have some other basic questions.
Go right ahead.
Through you, Madam Chair, what is considered high-risk behavior, and how do we track these youth?
Through the chair, high-risk behavior would be considered any behavior that puts them at risk for the transmission of sexually transmitted infections.
Okay. And is there any way that we track these children?
Through the chair, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Could you help me understand track in terms of?
The ones that we may provide assistance to and a treatment to, do we follow up with them any kind of way, or?
Through the chair, we keep a detailed electronic health record for all of our activities and treatments.
Okay, so we're just counting numbers through you, Madam Chair. We're not necessarily doing any further outreach to help them reduce or refer them to any other programming that we may provide.
Through the chair, all of our services include risk reduction counseling, education, specific education on sexual health, and all of our services offer the provision of referral to other providers in the community.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. One of the questions that I had through you, Madam Chair, to the administration, and I think some of this is just really for me to help me understand the funding stream. It says, I think I read here that it is going into the general fund. Can you help me with that? Through you, Madam Chair, to the administration. it says here that we're going to amend the 2017 operating budget of the Department of Public Health by appropriating the sum of $6,180 into General Fund 9300 Fund Center with a number STD Clinic. Is this a new fund or not?
Through the chair, no, this is not new. The health department is accounted for through that general fund.
And finally, through you, Madam Chair, is I'm curious to find out how do we acquire additional funding? I mean, we already had a grant for this particular situation here, or whatever we received for, and then we receive additional amount. How does that come about?
Through the chair, we receive a letter from the New York State Department of Health informing us that additional funding is available should we choose to pursue it, and we always choose to pursue it.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0243.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator Carbone. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, item carries. Next item, ma'am.
Referral 17-0244.
Moved by Legislator Carbone, seconded by Legislator Brown. Is there any discussion? Legislator Moyle?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Through you to the administration, I have a question regarding, how successful we've been in reducing sexually transmitted infections in Monroe County. Are there statistics to that effect based on these programs?
Through the chair, there are statistics which I can leave through the chairwoman for you to review over the last several years. The morbidity rates in Monroe County for some disease have gone up, as is consistent throughout New York State and the U.S. Some have gone down. Through our intensive testing and treatment, we may have seen a slight increase in number of diagnosed cases because we're finding them.
Yes. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Thank you. And through the chair, is there any indication that outreach has increased those numbers or whether more people are being infected? Is that something that can be measured through the chair?
Through the chair, the denominator is virtually non-obtainable for what the baseline number of testing was in the community.
Right.
In our opinion, we clearly know that the amount of outreach efforts we have done is increased and doubled over the last few years. We are finding disease, we are treating it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Is there any opposed? Item carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0245.
Moved by Legislator Brown, seconded by Legislator Hebert. Legislator Moyer, do you have a question?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. A number of cycles ago, we had a referral come through regarding rabies, and there was, at least to my mind, something of an alarming increase in rabies cases in Monroe County. It seemed like a 47% increase, if I have my numbers correct. Do we have any sort of a handle on how that's going? I know it's only been a number of months, but is there any indication that the 2017 numbers are similar to 2016 and that they are higher than the previous year? I know that was a lot of words, so through the chair, thank you.
Through the chair, I looked at actually the numbers before I came for 2017, and it looks approximately the same as previous years. We're running approximately 120 to 100 people that actually, humans that receive the treatment for rabies after an exposure.
So for the current year, there have been between 100 and 120, is that correct, through the chair?
Through the chair, we're running about the same, as we're going to be on target, most likely to have the similar number.
Oh, okay, thank you. So on an annualized basis, we're on track to be similar to 2016, is that correct, through the chair?
Through the chair, yes. On average, if you looked at the last couple of years, it's approximately 100 to 120 annually.
Okay, thank you. And for the future, is that a document that could be provided to the minority office, the statistics that you're quoting?
Through the chair, yes, we can provide that.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the August 22nd, 2017 meeting, of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. Of the Human Services Committee will be held on Tuesday, September 26th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m.